Hello Gemini, it's Blue Moon Oracle and I'm here with your new moon in Cancer tarot reading. It's important for me to get this out today during the dark moon because the dark moon is an excellent time for looking inward. There is no light showing in the sky to illuminate the path before us. So it's a time to look inward. And so that's what we're gonna do today. So I got a message from the Morrigan today, and the message for the collective is that it's time to look at things that we've been ignoring. It's time to face those things that we've been putting off. This is the season for breaking new ground, okay? And the number 3 came to me for you all for this lunar cycle. 3 is a number that is about creating and social life, and you're super gonna be, just like making connections. And I'm thinking of also the Empress card and nurturing and beauty and loving self. And with this new moon in Cancer, Cancer is all about the home and the family life and emotions, intuition, and rules the heart and the chest. The chest and the stomach. So the heart chakra and solar plexus is super strong work. It's gonna be needed this lunar cycle. But the goddesses are ready to work with you. So are your angels and your ancestors and your guides. And if you've never worked with them, ask them to come to you. The important thing is to make that time every day to sit down and get quiet. Not a clear mind, that doesn't work that way, but to just do some breathing and connect with yourself, and then reach out and call on these ancestors and guides and angels that want to assist you and help you in your healing journey, okay? For Gemini, bear with me here. The moon is coming in your second house, which is all about your money, possessions, the material world, self-worth, aptitude, your gifts, what you have to offer, and knowing your self-worth. I just got stuck. Money. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for a little different. To do that, doing this a little differently. I'm going to use some oracle cards for the reading. So we're going to talk about what is it you've been ignoring. But first, we'll get kind of like, I don't know, a word from for this reading from Divine Abundance Oracle Cards. You can go to my webpage at bluemoonoracle.com/shop-support to purchase this deck and support my website. And we're going to see what the overall theme specifically, remember, we're breaking new ground, facing things that we haven't wanted to face. And let's see what the Divine Abundance cards say. This is something that's in the way of bringing in the abundance you are looking for, Gemini, okay? Oops, listen to my damn cards. I love this deck. Okay, so can I get some cards, please, for Gemini? All right, there we go. That was pretty easy. Haha. All right, so the overall simple, theme for Gemini for this lunation is going to be divine abundance, surrender, trust. So with the divine abundance, it says here, you were born to align with love, capital L, love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant and be abundance, not to chase it. You were born to align with love's will. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Divine abundance. Then we have surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you are dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. And trust. Allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. And that can be your higher self if you are someone who doesn't, work with or ascribe to some, divine beings. So Gemini, divine abundance, surrender, and trust. And this I really feel like also the butterfly is going to be something that's going to be really significant to you this lunar cycle. Okay, and it looks like we have crown chakra, solar plexus, and this thymus chakra. So what's in the way of bringing in abundance is going to be with dealing with healing here. A good stone for that's going to be blue sky Larimar. Like I needed to mention that. Okay, and then we're going to go to the, I feel like with you all, I feel like Spirit told me not to use the tarot. We're going to use these numerology cards. I don't have the box in here. Oh yes I do. They're called Numerology Guidance Cards by Michelle Buchanan. Comes with a guidebook and everything. So numerology. Again, you can go to my website, bluemoonoracle.com/shop-support and purchase through my site to help support me, my website. Okay. So what is it that Gemini needs to take a good hard look at and face? What is it that's, you know, been ignored or hidden that's been blocking this divine abundance, this surrender, this trust, and for breaking new ground? Oh shit, that's way too much. All right, we got two that I'll take that fell, one an individual. I feel like there's one more card that needs to come out. Okay. Reinforcing exact, okay, here's the card that was hidden. Okay. So, take a look at these 4 cards here. So the way the cards work is they're various colors, they have numbers on them, and then they have keywords, okay? So first we've got financial discipline, pride, perseverance, and surrender. So give me just a second to kind of tune into it. Well, number one is pretty obvious, financial discipline. We need some healing. This pink tells me that we need healing around money and our attitudes, thoughts, and beliefs surrounding money. I mean, divine abundance. What does it say here? You were born to align with the divine will. Serve something beyond the ego. The ego is where our fears are, our pride, and whatnot. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. So it looks like we're dealing with some healing, some issues around financial discipline. The numbers we have here are 48. 4 is a number of stability. 8 is about breaking karmic patterns. So stability and discipline. I'm thinking of the Emperor card. Get this. Call on the energy of the Emperor for some financial discipline. There needs to be some healing here. It looks like in the heart chakra. And I think this has to do with Gemini knowing what you deserve. Knowing that you deserve love, but abundance. Financial abundance is a part of the situation, but some discipline is needed. Not saying that that's why you're struggling. None of us really make enough money. Yay, capitalism. But pink tells me there needs to be some healing here. And I also want to say, for those of you in a partnership, 4 is divided by 2, 8 is divided by 4. So I feel like there's some partnership in here and a need to work with your partner and communicate and heal some issues between you and your partner around finances, okay? And also around the divine masculine. So I feel like there's some healing that's needed there. But I'm definitely getting heart chakra here. And then we have pride, numbers 1 and 9. I feel like for some of you, you know, there's some illusion that you've completed your healing journey. And this tells me that fundamentally speaking, at the root chakra, what's being avoided is dealing with the sense of safety and security that like only we can give ourselves. You know, no amount of money, no amount of like relationships can really satisfy that deep need for belonging and connection. Okay, and so it's time to let go of the ego, as it says here, right? And to open up to vulnerability. So I really feel like what's needed here too is a healing root chakra, Muladhara, with this red, and then crown chakra. So you know, you've got a beginning and an end. The beginning here and an end here. So we need to do some aligning with the chakras, most specifically getting grounded and rooted and in touch with yourself. And letting go of attachments to outcomes, to ego, to what's going on in the moment, and getting outside of self. And I feel like this goes with this surrender card, okay? And it says, sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. And something I feel like it's important to mention too is that, notice it said it feels like you're dying when you're on the right path. Emotionally and mentally, you know, it can be a tough situation. And I've seen this a lot in my healing groups and communities online about keeping your vibration raised, okay? And avoiding low vibe shit, okay? Well, being afraid is not low vibe, it's who we are. It's being human. That's an indication that there's some healing that's needed, that there's some observation of, you know, those feelings, of a need to tune in and connect and feel feelings and process them. I mean, we're spiritual beings, yes, in a human body, having a very real human experience. And there are no good feelings or bad feelings, they're just feelings. And we have to connect with them, process them, and then release them. And so part of that is observing through meditation. What is this? Why am I? So when I have fear rise up, I try to take a second, that moment if I can, take a couple of deep breaths and ask myself, why am I afraid? Where's this fear coming from? And look, emotions do come out with it, but we can't be afraid of emotions, of a vulnerability, of being vulnerable, of opening up, of surrendering and trusting. We have to get out of our own way, Gemini. I also feel like, and this is, the new moon is in Cancer. This has a lot to do with what's going on at home and your role in that. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but what is your role in creating safety and security in the home, and how are you doing with that? Where is there opportunity to grow and to break new ground when it comes to caring for your home and for your finances, for your health, for, you know, providing for your own sense of safety and security instead of reaching out around us to have those needs filled. And perseverance. Perseverance is the number 4. Again, we've got the number 4 coming up here, okay? And this is about staying committed to the course regardless of what's coming up. This something is connected here to the heart chakra. That's been something that's blocked us. It's a fear of, there's a fear of failure for some, of abandonment there too. And when I say abandonment, I mean like homelessness, even possibly. So I think there's somebody or someones who have been considering like starting a new business or making that leap from this is my part-time business, this is my full-time business. Gemini, you know, push through that. But don't ignore the feelings. Let's find out where they're coming from, okay? And I feel like I'm getting that this has got something to do with dad. And kind of like it's our way of like rebelling against authority. So whoever was the authority in your life, and we're rebelling against our own selves and the discipline and structure of our life as a way to rebel against whomever it was that introduced authority to us, okay? And feeling super strongly that we just got to call on the Emperor energy here for the ability to push through, running all decisions through our heart center, about knowing what to do next. So sometimes I feel like what's happened is there's so many things that need to be done. You kind of get stuck in analyzing the situation and not knowing where to go, what to do. So I feel like what this is saying too is in order to persevere, you're going to have to stop and feel the feelings and run things through your heart center. So one of the things that needs to be dealt with, Gemini, is going to be learning to connect with yourself and something greater than you, outside of you. Your higher self, a deity, angel, being, ancestors. And making that a priority. That's the only way we're going to get to the root issues here. Perseverance to stick to this new financial discipline. And then the final card you got here is surrender. I mean, I think that's a very clear message here. So what are we not surrendering to spirit? To say, okay, that's time to move on from. And let me get a little bit more on that, okay? Excuse me. The first card here that fell is the Hierophant in reverse. We really can't move on from that 4 and the Emperor here. So there's some rebellion. There's definitely some rebellion going on. And that's another reason why some of us are procrastinating or not wanting to make a decision or not go to bed at a decent time or not getting up enough time in the morning to incorporate some kind of spiritual or meditative practice. There's a rebellion against tradition, against what you were taught, against the male influences in your life being rigid and controlling, and there's a resistance here. And so it's time to deal with healing the divine masculine. If you have a problem sticking to schedules, I'm not saying you don't have other things going on. Like, I mean, complex PTSD definitely affects the neural pathways, but we can find ways to work with the things that we have, like ADHD and you know, other things that have to do with that. But like, let's go deeper than that. There's a rebellion here against authority, against, some of you need some healing around religion. I'm not saying that you need to go back to the religion that you were raised with, but in order to find something that works for you, there has to be some healing and some facing and some processes of feelings. And then we have, let's see. So we've got the Queen of Cups, Ten of Swords, the World card, and the Two of Swords reversed. This is not for everyone, but there is somebody in a relationship with a water sign that has taken all of the attention. And I'm not saying it's unhealthy because this is upright, but it's taking all of your attention. And it's time to find some balance. And we're also needing to heal and step into our psychic abilities and our abilities as a healer for some of you. But there's still a little bit more left healing to do. So this Ten of Swords doesn't say something is coming. This is old pain. This is old pain. She's already on the ground, but look at her. She's on her phone. Put the phone up. You can find the time in the day to do your own healing, to do your own work. Just put your fucking phone down. I mean, I had no choice to do it. I did something going on my shoulder, and holding a phone literally hurts it. It makes it worse. So it's like, I knew it was spirit telling me to put the phone down. And then we've got the World card. So for some of you, that is integrating the masculine and feminine and finishing, well, you don't finish your spiritual awakening, but the integration of self and the healing here is dealing with completing projects, open projects that you have, things that are just open-ended that keep getting put off. It's time to complete those projects, okay? And then Two of Swords, we're dealing with something we're in denial about, okay? And I think some of us are in denial about the financial, the power that we do have. I'm not saying that it will solve all of the problems, but once we deal with these problems, it does raise our vibration and it does open us up to things. So I feel like there needs to be some affirmations about abundance and deserving. And again, you've got divine abundance, you've got surrender, and you've got trust. And then surrender showed up again here. So we're talking about healing heart chakra, root chakra, and crown chakra. They both showed up here. So this definitely is a connection here with the root and on the crown chakra that needs to be dealt with. Part of the problem with surrender is that you don't have a sense of safety and security. And part of the problem with pride is that we're not connected to spirit and to that crown chakra. So work on healing that. And then in the middle of it all, which is the chakra that connects the lower earthly chakras with the upper spiritual chakras, is this heart chakra. And we need to be pushing through. Number 4, I feel very strongly that the 4s and the 8s are for Gemini. 8 is about assuming power, taking responsibility to push through. And here's the thing with 8 is that it's successful. It's also about breaking karmic patterns. So where in your life are there behaviors that you're rebelling against authority to your own detriment? To your own detriment. To your own detriment. And then, you know, this fear of making decisions, that's something that I think some of you have to work with here, is this fear of making decisions. This fear of making decisions. I feel like I need to pull one more card. Change. Do something different. Do something different. Whatever feels unnatural to you, do. And that's the thing that's going to move you forward to liberation and freedom that comes with this number 5. Okay, and then we're healing the thymus chakra. So I feel like for some of you that are having trouble with decisions, we're talking about generational, ancestral, previous incarnation healing that needs to happen here too. This is the thymus chakra, so look that up if you're having trouble with making decisions and knowing how to move forward, or if you are tending to make decisions out of emotion or logic, and this is about being balanced, okay, here. And so, hey, look, I know I keep saying it's time to deal with this. No one's in trouble if they don't, okay? No one's in trouble if they don't. But at some point in your life, Gemini, you asked for help. You said something along the lines of, help me be a good parent, help me be a better partner, help me, you know, increase my financial situation, help me start this business. Part of that is dealing with the things that have been in the way. Pain, divine masculine, completing the integration of the masculine and feminine for some of you, balancing yourself when it comes to your relationships and taking care of yourself, and then dealing with the fears and indecision about what we're doing, getting kind of stuck in analysis paralysis, but we're getting to the whys. Why? Okay? Change, surrender, persevere, pride, financial discipline. Okay? All right, Gemini. Now let's get some advice for how we do this. Oh wait, no, wrong one. What energies do we need to call on? What energy is here to assist? Some affirmations to help with the Divine Feminine Oracle card by Megan Watterson. Again, purchase at my website at bluemoonOracle.com / why can't I say / shop-support to help support my website. Okay. All right. So what energy can be called upon to help you face this thing or things that you've been putting off or not knowing how to deal with, or been struggling to break new ground on? Because you could possibly have been healing this and working with this, but still not seeing results. Okay, so, all right, Gemini. Oh, there we go. Ooh, honey. Fucking A, this is beautiful. First, we're going to start with the cosmic egg. The divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of ever-expanding love. So some of you will know about the divine feminine out here. Some of you have really spent most of your life, I know I was taught that the divine is masculine. The divine feminine. We all come from a womb. We've all come out of a womb, from darkness, from that cosmic egg. And this is saying, call on the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am a force of an ever-expanding love. Then we have Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. This resonates with you if you're wondering if she's been reaching out to you. She is. Especially if you do have to deal with your healing hassid. And I haven't seen sacral chakra come up, but it doesn't mean this. The solar plexus can be a part of this too. But, oh yeah, we did have solar plexus come up earlier. Finding your sense of self, power, healing the anima and the animus, the feminine and the masculine. Okay? So Lilith. And then we have the goddess of magic, Isis. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. You know, and this is something that Lilith can help with too. So learning to have some joy and some fun and incorporate magic. Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. And we're going to be fearless in facing these things that have tripped us up in the path, because that's what we're talking about doing. I feel like for many of you, this isn't something that like you're trying to deal with for the first time, or overcome, I should say. This is something that you have really tried to do this with before. The energy is here. This new moon in Cancer is orderly and rational. And it's got some connections going on with Neptune, which is the planet of soulmates and dreams. The dreams you have for yourself, your dreams at night. And overall, this is a chance for you, Gemini, in your second home to really have some massive breakthroughs, your second house, your second home, massive breakthroughs with, you know, your self-worth, knowing your abilities and your strengths, and for financial breakthroughs, okay? So we have Inanna. And how do we bring this into being? Calling on the energy, okay? We're calling on the energy. We're calling out to ancestors, guides, angels, deities, these goddesses. I'm going to use the Crystal Inspiration, Daily Inspiration deck, and get us some crystals and affirmations to help with some guidance for how we do this into this next lunar cycle. Oops, there's one. I think that's good. The first card we have is Lapis Lazuli, Make a Decision. That came up in that reverse Two of Swords. This is a great stone to help you with that. If you don't have the money to do it, or it's not something you want to purchase, call on the energy of the Lapis Lazuli in your meditation time and make a fucking decision. There's nothing right or wrong here. We just make decisions, and then there's a cause and effect, and we can say, you know what, that didn't work out the way I wanted to. I'm gonna do something different again. Make a decision. And what's going to be needed for that is the surrender, you know, that came over here, and the trust in the universe and yourself and your own abilities and your own aptitude with this, you know, new being in your second house. And then we have Pink Opal. So there, I kind of got the vibe that sacral chakra healing was needed a little bit, but I wasn't quite sure. This is telling me that it is. Be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Garden, draw, color, create something. Take time for yourself. And this healing work is time for yourself, okay? And I feel like that for some, there's trigger warning. It's the results of the sexual trauma that is just intertwined into everything. And you've done the work on it. You've done lots of work on it. We're getting to the point of breaking new ground and liberation and freedom. So call in the energy of the Pink Opal, or get yourself a Pink Opal, and be kind to yourself through this process. And then green showed up everywhere in your reading. So green aventurine, create your own luck. Create your own luck. Discipline, structure, order, and ask for healing around that financial discipline, and for those of you who need to do that as a part of your work this lunar cycle. And so also this card was turned up on the top, so I'm going to go with it. Hematite. I have some in this bracelet. Ground yourself. Your root chakra did show up here all over the place too. Ground yourself. Connect with yourself first. When you get seated and do your breath work, wait till you go, where's Deborah? And I feel myself. I have to bring myself into here, especially with complex PTSD and developmental trauma, or any kind of trauma where dissociation is a part of that. Or, you know, and we have a tendency, the longer we spent in survival mode, the more our brain is there even when we're not, which explains why sometimes you might just have anxiety for no reason. Taking that time to breathe, slow down the breath, focusing on the breath, and then connecting with yourself brings everything back. And then ground your energy. And then reach up from here into the spirit realm to channel and whatnot. And if you want to help with setting your intentions on getting more detailed, once the lunar cycle, once the fucking moon starts showing some light, you can go to my page at bluemoonoracle.com/tarot, and we can do a reading there. If you need some healing, some energy work, you can go to bluemoonoracle.com/healing and book with me there. I do it remotely, and I will teach you how to continue this healing on your own, okay, too. But thank you so much. Remember your words. Divine abundance. I am abundant. Trust. trusting the universe has your back, and then surrendering, letting go of ego, and knowing that the pain that comes up is divine. It is release. It is a part of the process. And if it gets overwhelming, you can always tap. I call this a divine keyboard when I don't know what to do or how to handle something. You keep tapping here, tap all around the pectoral muscles. You can tap your shoulders for wisdom and understanding. And then if you're having trouble making a decision, you can tap your head. And I start tapping up here and calm down, come around, come to the frontal lobe. Okay? These are some things that I can help with too, but just do it yourself, you know, and you can do it. We all have an innate ability to heal ourselves. Again, any of these decks, you can go to bluemoonoracle.com/shop-support and support my site. Thank you so much, Gemini, for hanging with me and for allowing me to walk on this journey with you. Namaste. The spirit in me recognizes, loves, adores, appreciates, and values the spirit in you. As you work to free yourself, you free me. We are all energy. We're all connected. And our healing work does more than just liberate us. It helps open up portals of healing. Every time we break new ground, portals of healing are opened up and made available to others who come behind us to make their process a little easier. But you are breaking new ground this lunar cycle. It's the chance to restart, to refocus, and to face those things that we've been putting off. But you're not alone. Support is all around you. The divine feminine wants to come in, wants to heal, wants to work with you, wants to help you create the abundant life that you want to create. Thank you, Gemini.